Getting real good pushing stuff. Okay, welcome back, Marcia and John. All right, how are you guys doing today?
Good. Better.
Good? Better? Okay. Remember the last time we had talked, or during the intake process, I had disclosed that there would be times wherein we will be videotaping one session, and as you notice, we have a video camera here today. Again, everything here will be kept confidential, and this is just something that we do being an MFT student or a trainee, because we will review these tapes with a supervisor. You know, we want to make sure that we're getting you right on track and we're providing the best possible care that we can do for you. And so this is just a little sort of review that I'm going to be doing with my supervisor. Okay, are you both feeling comfortable? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, good. And so from last week, let's start off with Marcia. We did talk a little bit about, we did talk into detail about the binging and the purging, and so you did disclose that 3 times a week was basically where you were. Mm-hmm. We were going to cut that down just to 2 times a week. Mm-hmm. And so how was that like for you this week?
It was hard, but I did it.
Okay.
Now there's a camera here, maybe I wish I didn't do it, but you know, I mean, I did it. I didn't really get to take a bubble bath, you know, because John wanted to keep talking, so I didn't want to like shut him out and go to the bathtub. So I did go to the gym a few times, you know, between work and going to school. Mm-hmm. And I did let him know what I was doing so that he would know that I'm not, you know, avoiding him, you know, mm-hmm. So I was able to talk to him about it. Good. You know, and
appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't bubble bath. Good. I did go to the gym though.
Okay, good. So we were talking last week about, you know, replacing some of the sort of unhealthy coping mechanisms into healthier ones with the bubble bath and the working out. And so, you know, I'm glad that you were able to go to the gym and I'm so happy that you were able to verbalize and really communicate with John that it's not your way of avoiding, it's not your way of escaping. And I can see that John affirmed that and saying that he did appreciate that. Right, John? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I'm happy about that. And so, and also, John, based on last week, we had talked about possibly because, you know, Marcia's feeling a little bit left out from these years, from this big secret, which has finally been, you know, revealed. And so our goal here is to be able to at least really foster communication between the two of you. And also last week you said that you didn't want to make a police report. You're not quite uncomfortable with that, right?
Right, no way.
Okay, good, okay. And so we also talked about, you know, journaling and art therapy, but I think one of the most important homework that I left you with last week was to again engage in a communication with Marcia about how you're feeling or what you had felt, or what your feelings are about that incident. How was that for this week?
I can only do it a little bit. I'm still so embarrassed. Just think about it myself is hard. I'm trying to explain it, even though I love her. It's so hard to put into words. Okay. Because I have trouble, you know, to myself, you know, what's going on. And so, I tried. I don't know if she was able to get any, you know, but it was so hard. She's about the only person I could have done this to.
Okay.
I couldn't tell anybody else.
Okay. And you mentioned something about embarrassment. Was this something that you had told Marcia that you were?
So, you know.
Okay. Do you want to be?
You keep telling me it's not my fault, but I still feel so ashamed and embarrassed. Just talking about it now is hard for me. Okay. I just want to kind of run away, crawl into a hole.
Okay. I want to see how you would address that to Marcia. And if you could just let her know, or face her right now, and just let her know, I want to see how that, I want to see a snippet of how that went on at home. And so why don't you show that a little bit, tell Marsha about your feelings, and I wanted you to address to Marsha.
Ooh, it's gonna be hard with you here. I can try.
Just the best that you can, John.
Remember how I told her how I feel about what
Yeah.
happened to me?
Yes, exactly. Just how I know it's gonna be hard. So we're sort of like revisiting some of these feelings, but it's with me here and being able to mediate and have Marsha really gain a good understanding of how it was for you at that time. So just a little snippet, if you could. And we want to be able to have you really face each other and sort of really.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and so just what was it like, and being just the body language alone, and being that.
Well, she was sitting on the bed and I was in the chair, the desk, so we were facing each other. But it was a swivel chair and I couldn't look her in the face a lot of the time. It was so hard. And so you want me to do what again?
So basically, you're just telling Marsha, whatever your feelings are about the incident, how you felt at that time, why you felt like you needed to hide it from Marsha, because if I remember correctly, that was her big thing, that she felt betrayed, and she felt like you really shut her out. And we want to be able to have your perspective and see, or basically find out why you had done that.
When it was happening to me, there's no way I don't know how I felt. But I know I remember telling her, I can't even describe what happened. It's so horrible and put me in that place, but I remember telling you that I didn't tell you because I don't want to think about it. I mean, for so many years I was able not to think about it. I mean, if the slightest thought, I was able to push it down, because I remember saying, it's so hard for me to think about. That's why it's not you personally. I don't want to deal with it. It has nothing to do with how much I love you. And then when he showed up at my family's house, I couldn't hold it down anymore.
Yeah.
And
The thing is I know how you say that you think you shut it down and you think you put it away. I see in our relationship it's there because you don't see me sometimes. You're very focused on that you don't pay attention to things that are going on. Even when we've been here in session, there are things that I say that you mentally leave this room and are back in that memory. And I want you to know that I want to be here for you. I know that it's not something you want to talk about, and I know it's something you're embarrassed about, but the only way I can be here for you is if you're open to me, and I want you to be open to me because I now know and I haven't left.
And I'm so afraid.
I haven't left you. So I don't want that to stop you from talking to me about it. It's not easy, but at the same time, you have to be able to talk to me.
But it's just so hard for me to think that you'd even be interested in it. Why I can't get around. Why would she want to know?
Well, I want to know because I need to know how this is making you feel now. Not what happened then, but what's happening to us now, because it is affecting us. As much as you're saying you love me, you don't touch me. You don't want to be with me. I mean, you don't even want to look at me. It's like right now you're looking at me because you're not sitting in your chair, but you won't even look at me. How do you think I feel that you don't want to look at me?
Well, it has nothing to do with you. I see it as my issue and something I have to deal with. It has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love
it
you the
does,
same.
But it does.
If I may interject, John. And so we see here that Marsha is sort of, you know, reaching out to you and trying to be there and trying to be very supportive. And again, what we're looking at here as the dynamics is you as a couple, you need to have that partnership, you need to have that give and take. And so Marcia is extending her arms out to you, and I know it's something that has happened to you, but the effects, like what Marcia had said, the effects that it has on something that happened to you many years ago, it's having an effect today. And so what we're trying to do is figure out what we can do today, just so the past issues will not affect this dynamic right here, this subsystem right here. And so that is basically what our goal is, because, you know, we had talked about, you know, last week, the effect that it has on Marcia. You know, some of the unhealthy coping mechanisms that she's had to do.
And I almost think, because, I mean, he knew that, yeah, bubble baths would help me out. Like, I don't even think he really wanted to talk about it. It was more, he saw that I was getting ready for a bubble bath. So that's when he started to talk, because I was thinking he was expecting me to shut it down because I was going to take a bath. Mm-hmm. So I decided, no, I sat down and I wanted to talk to him. Mm-hmm. So I almost think that he was trying to kind of sabotage the plan, because he saw I was getting ready for a bubble bath. He knew I had the water running, mm-hmm. and that's when he wanted to start the conversation. He didn't start at any other time except for the time that I was going to get ready for the bubble bath. So I almost think that he still isn't open to talking to me. You know, and I mean, I don't know if that's what he was doing, but that's what I saw. You know, and that's, you know, and that's how I took it. You know, where he doesn't want me to feel open, that he could talk to me.
What do you think about
It's
that?
always my fault. It's my fault that I'm not, you say I'm not open to her, it's my fault.
That's not what I'm saying,
It's my
though.
fault that I'm trying not for you to talk. It's my fault that the relationship sucks. Isn't there two people in this relationship? I just feel like you both are saying it's my fault, it's my fault. Just talk about it and you guys will be fine. Like, it's all on me. And because I'm having trouble, you know, I feel like crap. But this is my fault.
Okay.
I never said it was your fault. I'm just saying, that's how I felt. I don't know if that's what you were trying to do. You know, I mean, I can reach out to you, but you have to want to be able to reach back. You know, and I don't know if you want to.
See, the one time I tried and reach out to you, you give it negative connotations.
Didn't I sit down with you?
Yeah,
Didn't I turn off the water to the bath?
You think I was
How
being
was I
sneaky.
being negative?
I just wanted to talk then.
Yeah, but even now, you're still not wanting to talk.
Because it's hard.
Well, why don't we make a, let's sort of organize something. I know with your busy schedule, Marcia, and also with John's difficulty on establishing this time to talk. And so what we can perhaps talk about right now is when would be a good time to spend, you know, for the two of you to be able to sit down and talk about it, a good time that's comfortable for the two of you, whether it be a Friday night or Saturday or Sunday night, just so we'd be able to talk about the feelings. Again, John, I told you that it's, I mean, you did mention it's hard for you. Yes, understandable, very understandable that it's hard for you to be able to talk about it. But maybe it just seems like it would be able to, Marcia would then be able to see what it was like from you, and then there's going to be a better understanding of each other. And so when would be a good time for the two of you to talk? Because I realize that with Marcia's bubble bath, you know, we don't want to disturb that. That's her way.
The thing is, as long as I go to the gym, I'm okay.
You're
not
okay
doing
with
the
that?
bubble bath.
Okay.
It was just more. I felt that he was trying to do it when he thought I would shut him out. That I would say no.
Okay.
That's where it's not that I was mad at him to do the bubble bath. I was fine after the bubble bath.
Okay.
It was just more I felt that he was waiting to try to talk about it at an inopportune time.
I wasn't.
Okay. So when would be a good time for the two of you to be able to talk?
I can do Saturdays and Sundays.
Saturdays
Friday
and
is when I have class, so Monday through Fridays I have class. My weekends, I just work during the day and I have time at night.
Okay.
No, I don't know when I wanna talk.
Okay. Well, we don't have to decide on that right now. John, it's perfectly fine. If you're not willing to be able to talk about that, that's fine.
Well, I don't mind talking about it, but it's just hard for me to plan a couple days from now that at 8 o'clock
Okay.
we're gonna talk about it.
Mhm.
I mean, we can set a time and we can see
Okay. Okay.
if that works. I mean, I'm not
So you don't want to
saying
say.
I don't want to, I just don't know.
I mean, even if he doesn't want to talk to me about it, I mean, I just need to know that he wants to be there with me.
Mhm.
You know, I'm having a hard time you know, believing that you do want to be here. Yeah, you set up wanting us to come to therapy, but I hate being in a bedroom with you and feel like I'm the only person in the room.
It's not because I don't love you.
Okay.
I do love you.
So it sounds like John is not quite sure about the day yet. So we're setting a time to be able to talk about it. Is that what we're doing right now? John, are you prepared to? Yeah, that way we can
How
get.
about Marcia just tells me when she wants me to talk about it, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I don't think we should put it on me because it's not my problem. I mean, I already told you Saturday night and Sunday night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Okay. What time should this meeting? Again, it's not talking about details, Sean, about the incident. It's more talking about the feelings that you have about it. Okay, we don't have to talk about.
Terrible. It's so hard.
Yeah, it must be very hard for you, John.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay, 8 o'clock will be the time that the two of you will talk about it. And Marsha, I also at the same time with John being able to talk about his feelings about the incident, I also want you to be open in sharing the effect that it has on you. Being able to juggle everything, and at least, and again with the unhealthy coping coping mechanisms with the binging, we want to be able to really foster the communication between the two of you. And again, it's all about using I statements. We don't want to hurl any accusatory remarks. We want to avoid saying that this is your problem, this is how you deal it. We want to be able to avoid that. And so we all want to start our statements with I, with the pronoun I. We want to say, you know, I felt very hurt when this person I know whom I trusted very well did this thing to me. And so maybe something like Marsha would say something like, I feel like you abandoned me when in the morning, I feel like I'm left out. So we want to be able to start using those I statements instead of, you know, going at it like that. We want to start from here and starting from the own person and then see how that goes. All right, and at the same time, I realize that the intimacy portion has been compromised because of this
Put it mildly.
situation. Okay, we want to make baby steps because we've made huge revelations in the past sessions. So we want to start with something small. And Marsha, you said something about feeling abandoned in the morning when you get up and John's not there. You know, basically what we can do is perhaps in the morning, maybe John, you might want to stay a bit longer in bed and you know, hugging Marsha in the morning instead of, you know, getting up and leaving. Just sort of try to maintain a close contact with Marsha and just being able to hug her and feel that embrace.
Why didn't she hug me?
I'm asleep. I don't even know when you come to bed.
I'm trying not to wake you up.
Yeah, but I don't like feeling that I sleep alone every night. I go to bed, you're not coming, and when I wake up, you're not there, so I don't even know if you sleep with me. I look on the couch to see if you have pillows and sheets, because sometimes I think you don't even come to bed.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, I mean, I mean, I sleep in the bed, but I mean, that would suck.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that.
Okay. Well, what we can do is, again, John, if we can just be able to, before you get out of bed, we want to initiate some sort of intimacy and inject some sort of intimacy in the relationship. So would you be okay about, hugging Marsha before you go to bed at night? Who goes to bed first?
I go first, because
You go
it's on my
first.
schedule.
Okay. And so, John, would you be able to, hug Marsha and kiss her goodnight, before you go to bed, since she's already
I don't want to wake her up, that's
asleep?
why I don't do that.
You're awake, you see when I come home. You see when I'm here, it's just you decide to stay and watch TV instead of coming to bed with me.
Marsha, do you feel that you're going to be woken up when...
No.
No? Okay.
I have no problem doing that, but I don't want you getting mad at me.
I get more mad at the fact that I feel like I sleep alone every night.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll be surprised. It's a surprise to know that you'll be there. You haven't been with me in a very long time.
Sounds like Marsha really wants to be able to have that connection, John. Even if she's already asleep, she wants to be able to do that, just so she knows that somebody is there for her also, and somebody she doesn't feel abandoned and betrayed. I wouldn't say betrayed, but maybe more like abandoned. So you think maybe you would be able to kiss her good night and hug her? Okay, okay. Maybe that's going to be our homework for next week. As much as possible, every night before you go to bed, John, just kiss her good night when Marsha's already asleep. Just kiss her and hug her good night. Again, we're taking baby steps here about the intimacy issue. We want to just make small gestures. And if whoever gets up first in the morning, we want to make sure that we initiate some sort of, good morning, a hug, an embrace, and perhaps spend a little bit of time, a little bit of time in bed and just being together in that comfortable spot and just holding each other and, touching each other's arm, or just those small gestures. And we want to be able to initiate that. That is, because it sounds to me that form of intimate touch, even though we're not talking about the sex per se, it's just very intimate touch. It's your way of saying, I'm here, baby, I'm here. I'm here to support you, John. I'm here to support you, Marsha. We're in this together. It's just bringing back that into the light, okay? We're focusing on what affect all of the other past issues that we have right now with this relationship. And because we have one common goal, we want to be able to take baby steps towards that. Okay? How does that homework sound for you, Marsha?
Sounds good.
Good?
Sounds real good.
Okay, what about you, John?
I'll try.
Okay, good. And Marsha, just going back about the binging, and so again, as much as possible, anytime some of the stressors come up for you, again, just replacing some of those unhealthy skills with just your good coping mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the gym, again, bubble bath. And so, how do you feel about possibly, we've talked about bringing it down to 2, how do you feel about possibly bringing it to 1?
I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet, okay,
I
good.
mean, I want to see how things go with him this week, maybe, but I don't feel ready to do that yet.
Okay. Well, what's important is we're making progress, Marsha. We brought it down to 2, and so what's important is that we don't go past that. We don't go back there. Mm-hmm. And so as long as we maintain it status quo, and again, trying to use those skills, I'm sure we're going to be able to make further progress. Okay? right, John? Okay. All right, so I'll see you both next week, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Sweating pits.